So, good evening, everybody. So we're back again on the healing bench, and what we have here is an Ampeg Portaflex PF-350. Yeah, this is also an eBay special. Apparently, it has some issues, and we are going to try and see if we can see what's wrong with it. Paid around, I think, 40 quid for this bad boy, so not too much. And they still make these. These are around, I don't know, 350 or something. So they, according to the eBay ad, it powers on and off intermittently, and usually that's a good sign. You wouldn't think so, but power issues are usually easy to fix because it's, you know, it's not some small signal, it's high power, easy peasy. But it could also be something very, very wrong with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to power it up on the light bulb limiter. Overview video coming soon. I'm not going to show you how to build it, but you know, you can have a squiz at it, how it works. Yeah, let me reposition the camera and we'll get right into it. So, now we're back. Let's flick on power to the isolation transformer. And we're going to flick it out of bypass. And we're going to go with a 40 watt light bulb. And we're going to see if anything happens. Not really. Doesn't really seem to be much going on, except light bulb. So that's a bit odd. So this one thing seems to be burnt out somehow. Yeah. We will have a squiz if there's any fuses or anything, and be right back. So, after removing 13 screws, we are finally inside. And one thing is that this case isn't the best design, because this thing here is a gaping huge slot on both sides, which is, you know, not great, which means that also the whole amp is full of packaging material. Let's see if we can get some of it out. So that's not so nice. However, where the fuck that is, here's the glaring fault. This amp has had what can only be described as a catastrophic fault. Now, you know, fuses pop all the time, and this is supposedly supposed to be a 6.3 amp fuse, T6.3, which I'm fairly certain that is time delay. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Need to look that up. However, then the issue becomes, did the fuse just blow for some reason? Or, you know, it decided that today was the day, I'm not going to go any further. Enjoy your life without me. So next thing I like checking is if we have any blown MOSFETs, because those are usually the next thing to go. Now, and this is common with these modern amplifiers, it's an absolute pain in the ass to get to the bottom of the board. However, I can't, except for all these like shipping junk, and if I remember correctly it was actually packed in that, so that's probably from getting it to me. But we now know two things. One, I can't really see anything horribly wrong with this, except that the fuse blew. Which would indicate that, you know, maybe it decided that today is the day. Can't see any blown capacitors. Jesus Christ, this thing is dirty. There seem to be inductors maybe, and hot snot galore, as is common, but all the transistors and other power MOSFETs and bridge rectifiers and stuff like that looks quite alright. So I don't think I'd be tempted, since we have the light bulb current limiter, I'd be tempted to chuck another fuse in and let it rip at 40 watts. Because the 6.3 fuse is not going to blow, even though it sees whatever, how many milliamperes a 40 watt light bulb is? 250 maybe? No, even less. So yeah. But I think that's about it. Is there anything else we could check? I'm not going to be cheeky and just, you know, short it out with a... Ooh, that would be tempting now, wouldn't it? I have an even better fitting screwdriver. Oh yes. That would work. Let's not do that. But yeah, we could give it a cheeky little... yeah, I think we're going to find a fuse, something in the ballpark. I'm not trying, like it will take me probably, I have to order a T 6.3 amp fuse, but you know, I can probably source something in the ballpark, you know, 5 amp or something, or 6.3 that's not time delay. And we'll see about that. But yeah, let's quickly beep out the diodes in the bridge rectifier. I'm using a Fluke 45. There should be, yeah. There's one diode. There's a second diode. That's just charging now. There's the third diode. The fourth diode. So basically you just go with positive to one of the AC legs to the positive, then you should have also from the other one to positive, and then you have from you should touch the positive to the negative terminal, and then you should have one from those back. And this is just, you know, conventional current flow. And then we can also check that we don't have any Should I see 2 diode drops? Ah, never mind. I'm sure that one's okay. It's late. So, yeah, my brain is not going to figure that one out. But at least we have 5-hole diodes with a 5.8 something diode drop. So, that should be alright. I can't really see why it would be really, like, to some extent it would be really nice if it was just the fuse that's bad. However, that also makes for a very, very short YouTube video. So I'm going to try to find a fuse, and we'll pick it up from there. But that explains why it really didn't do anything. For some reason, the power switch seems to be before the fuse, even though the power switch... Ah, no, sorry, the power switch is in line with the... Yeah, it's two-pole power switch. And no, it's the voltage selector that's in... it's fed off the board. So that's why we got a light on the power switch that you guys probably didn't see. And I'll take a close-up of this fuse now, so you can also see how I found it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and hope you have a lovely evening.